In the heart of a busy city where everyone seemed to be chasing something, money, success, love, or a way out, there lived a young woman named Lila. She worked at a tiny corner cafe nestled between two towering office buildings. The cafe was old but cozy, with mismatched chairs, a cracked counter, and the comforting aroma of freshly brewed coffee that clung to the air like a warm hug. Lila had been a barista there for 3 years. She didn't earn much, but she was grateful for the job. Every morning she woke up before the sun, took 2 buses to work, and opened the cafe before the city was fully awake. She poured coffee with a smile, memorized regulars' orders, and scrubbed tables until her hands were sore. But behind that polite smile and stained apron, Lila carried a secret dream. She wanted to be a fashion designer. She didn't have fancy tools or formal training. She couldn't afford design school or luxurious fabrics. But every night after her shift, in a small room she rented above a noisy convenience store, she would pull out a sketchbook and draw. Her imagination was full of flowing gowns, bold streetwear, and delicate patterns. She would then search second-hand stores for scraps of fabric and broken garments, piecing them together with careful hands. It was her escape, her therapy, and her hope. She kept her creations in a worn-out suitcase under her bed. No one knew, not her co-workers, not her landlord, not even her childhood friend, who occasionally stopped by the cafe to drop off food. Lila didn't share her dream because dreams felt fragile. Like soap bubbles, they were beautiful but easy to burst. Every day, Lila saw stylish people walk past the cafe. The city was full of influencers, models, photographers, and designers. They walked with confidence, wearing expensive clothes and living lives that seemed unreachable. Lila didn't envy them exactly. She just wanted a chance, a small window to show what she could do. That chance came on an unexpected day. It was a rainy Thursday. The city was grey and the cafe was unusually quiet. Just as Lila was wiping the counter, the door slammed open. In walked a young woman dressed in designer clothes, high heels clicking against the tile floor. She had thousands of online followers and was known for her bold opinions and glamorous lifestyle. Lila recognized her instantly. The woman was an influencer, always posting about fashion, travel, and luxury. She seemed annoyed, rushing to the counter and ordering a complicated drink. Lila made it without a word, as always, but as the influencer turned to leave, someone bumped into her. Hot coffee spilled down her front, staining her expensive blouse. There was silence for a second. The influencer exploded with frustration. She cursed the cafe, the clumsy man, and her now ruined outfit. She had an event to attend, and no time to go home. Lila stood frozen for a moment. Then something inside her moved. Quietly, she reached into her backpack and pulled out a folded outfit wrapped in a scarf. It was one of her designs, a simple, elegant jumpsuit she had made from fabric scraps just days before. Without a word, Lila handed it over. The influencer raised an eyebrow, clearly unimpressed, but had no other option. She disappeared into the bathroom and re-emerged minutes later wearing the jumpsuit. Surprisingly, it fit perfectly. She made a face, but left the cafe in a hurry, muttering something Lila didn't catch. Lila thought nothing more of it. She finished her shift, mopped the floor, and walked home in the rain. The next morning, everything changed. When Lila arrived at the cafe, her co-workers were buzzing. They showed her a viral post from the influencer's account. She had taken a photo in the jumpsuit, captioning it sarcastically, "When a clumsy stranger ruins your day, but a random barista saves the look. DIY or designer, you decide." The photo exploded. People loved the outfit. Thousands commented on the style. Fashion bloggers speculated about who had designed it. Some mocked it, but others praised its originality. The cafe's manager didn't know what to make of it, but the influencer returned that afternoon, not with anger, but with curiosity. She asked about the jumpsuit. Lila, nervous and quiet, explained she had made it from scraps at home. The influencer laughed. then offered to post more of her designs if she had any. Lila hesitated. Then she went home, opened her suitcase and brought it back. Within a week, the influencer posted more pictures. Each outfit got more attention. Fashion pages shared them. A local boutique reached out to ask about stocking her work. Then a journalist wrote a piece titled, "The Barista Who Designs from Scraps," and everything snowballed. Suddenly, Lila was invited to events. She was interviewed. People followed her on social media asking to buy her clothes. Her simple room filled with orders. She barely had time to sleep. She quit the cafe, moved into a small studio, and for the first time in her life, Lila felt seen. At first, she stayed humble. She worked hard. She remembered the long nights and burned fingers. But the fashion world moved fast. People around her began to change how they treated her. Some praised her every move. Others tried to control her brand. They told her to wear certain things, act certain ways, and avoid looking too homemade. Bit by bit, Lila began to change. She spoke differently, dressed differently. She hired assistants and stylists. She forgot the cafe, the people who once encouraged her, and the handmade charm that made her work unique. Her new collections were sleek and trendy, but they lacked heart. Then came the scandal. A popular blogger accused Lila of stealing designs. The claim was false, but the damage was done. People turned quickly. Comments turned cruel. Orders dropped. Collaborators backed away. Lila felt the walls close in. She tried to explain, but the industry had already moved on to the next new thing. One evening, sitting alone in her studio, she scrolled through old photos. She saw the picture of the jumpsuit that started it all. Her eyes welled with tears. That outfit had been made with love, not strategy. She remembered the smell of coffee beans, the creak of the cafe door, and the stranger who had once spilled a drink and changed everything. She realized she had forgotten who she was. The next morning, Lila went back to the cafe. It had closed temporarily. The owner had retired and no one had taken over. Dust covered the counter. Chairs were stacked in the corner. Lila stood in the silence, feeling the weight of her journey. She made a decision. She bought the cafe, reopened it, not just as a coffee shop, but as a creative hub. A place where baristas, artists, and dreamers could showcase their work. She turned one corner into a display area for clothes made from recycled materials. She started teaching free classes on design. She created a space where creativity was more important than fame and kindness was more valuable than status. People returned, not just for coffee, but for community. Slowly, Lila rebuilt her reputation, not as a star, but as a mentor, a maker, and a symbol of staying true to oneself. Her brand found its heart again. Her clothes told stories, and though she never walked the biggest runway, she made something greater, a legacy of hope. Moral of the story: Lila's journey shows that success without authenticity is hollow. Real growth comes from staying true to your values. Even as you rise, it's easy to lose yourself in a world that rewards image over substance. But lasting impact comes from passion, kindness, and remembering your roots. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What did you learn from this story? Which part touched you the most? Share your reflections in the comments below. I'll be reading every single one. There's another powerful story coming your way in just a few days, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you're the first to know when it drops. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.